Peace and salutations. I want you all to know that there is a conspiracy because these videos are not showing up the way they should, when you put the tags in. But anyway, before you make a decision, before you come to any conclusion, I want you to hear me out. We will learn more about Mildred Muhammad, and we will see this conspiracy. But first, I came across this, which is very apropos. Enters Isa Nichols. If you were following the trial, you will see what I'm getting at here. But anyway, we're going to lead you right to it. Okay, check this. Brave New World's new documentary project. The DC Sniper Story Untold. October 26, 2009, Seattle, Washington. This past Thursday, Brave New World's president and CEO, Shyan Selah, and Isa Nichols, author, domestic abuse survivor, and the first targeted victim of the DC sniper John Muhammad, sat down for a press conference with local Washington, D.C. media to discuss a key aspect of the DC sniper case and to formally recognize October as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Now, we hear all this domestic violence coming up, started by Mildred Muhammad, but we're going to put her under the spotlight in a few minutes. Remember, I was at the trial, and I heard the testimony of Mildred Muhammad. So compare that after we get through with this, and I'm going to show you something. I think that what I see is there was something going on between this woman, what's her name again now? Isa Nichols. And this is the main reason why John Muhammad and Mildred broke up. It was because of Isa Nichols. Okay, we're talking about this interview now. During the conference, Miss Nichols introduced her memoir, Genesis. The bullet was meant for me, she says. The DC sniper story untold, and made the Seattle media aware of major facts to the DC sniper story that were previously unknown, primarily because until recently she wasn't ready to tell of those facts. Now check this out. This man is dying, fixing to die on the 10th, and she's coming out with these so-called facts. But I'm going to reveal something to you here. I'm going to tell you what I'm smoking here is sage. It's a natural herb. It's sage. Okay, it's not marijuana. Okay, so I became credible when I covered this damn trial. So all you people saying he's not credible because he's smoking weed, this is not weed. This is sage, a natural herb. Okay. During the conference, Miss Nichols introduced her memoir, Genesis. The bullet was meant for me. The DC sniper story untold, and made the Seattle media aware of a major fact to the DC sniper story that were previously unknown, primarily because until recently she wasn't ready to tell of those facts. Miss Nichols was the first targeted victim of John Muhammad as retaliation for her support and assistance in helping Muhammad's wife, Mildred, regain custody of her children and escape Muhammad's abuse. Now, I found that this woman was with her before this all happened, but anyway, I'm going to read this to you. Abuse. However, it was Nichols' niece, Kenya Cook, who was the first person to die at the hand of Lee Malvo. Malvo was ordered by Muhammad to go to Nichols' Tacoma home and shoot her as part of an initiation killing. Now, why was this called an initiation killing when it's supposedly that the intent was to kill Mildred? Now, I say if Muhammad wanted to kill Mildred, he would have killed Mildred. So Isa is saying that this is an initiation killing. Why? Where did that come from? Initiation killing. It is thought that Malvo, who had never before met Nichols, assumed he had shot the right person when Nichols' 21-year-old niece and mother of 6-month-old baby girl opened the door. It would be months before anyone made the connection between this horrific and seemingly random killing and the terrorist attack that shook Washington, D.C. Okay, we hear a big contradiction here. Terrorist attack, initiation killing, and then his intent was to kill Mildred. Okay, John has sent him up to my door, this is what Isa said, to shoot me, but because he did not know me, he shot Kenya, said Mrs. Nichols during the press conference. Shot her point blank in the face with a .45 caliber handgun. Nichols and her 14-year-old daughter discovered Cook's body when she returned home from the store that afternoon. Isa Nichols, and even now, most are not aware of the role domestic abuse and domestic violence played an early part in this story. Mildred Muhammad suffered abuse at the hands of John Muhammad. Kenya Cook was staying with her aunt Isa in order to leave a domestically violent situation, and through her recovery of these horrific and tragic events, Miss Nichols was also forced to come to grips with her own suffering and emotional and mental abuse within her marriage. Now, Shyan Selah and Brave New World will be bringing this dynamic story to the screen as a documentary based on Mrs. Nichols' recount of Genesis. Selah, who is in process of recording his new album to be released through Bungalow and Universal in spring of 2010, looks forward to his documentary as his directorial and producer debut. I'm compelled to work on behalf of veteran humanity, said Selah. This is a story of human interest. To be a part of it in any fashion is humbling, yet necessary. I'm excited to go to work on this. For more information on Isa Nichols and Genesis, the bullet was meant for me, the DC Sniper Story Untold. Please visit Mrs. Nichols Foundation website, www.jareh/shalom.org. Again, www.jareh/shalom.org. At Brave New Worlds Inc. Brave New World is a multifaceted entertainment business service organization with a philosophy dedicated to philanthropy and community outreach. It has partnered with multiple community organizations to build customized outreach programs, including benefit concerts, student workshops, and youth seminars. For more information or interview requests, please contact Brave New World Inc. Media Relations Department, press@planetbrave.com. That's press@planetbrave.com. Or visit www.shyanselah.com or www.myspace.com/Shyan Selah. Okay, we will prove in our next discourse that there was a relationship between this Isa and Mildred Muhammad. That's why John Muhammad left her. She says that she was abused, but as we covered the trial, we will prove from Mildred's own mouth that there is something very fishy taking place. And I'm not recanting anything about cowering down. I'm just letting you know tonight this is sage. I have been smoking cannabis, but this is sage. Okay? This is a credible report. There is something happening. We want to find out, why is everyone so bent on killing John Allen Muhammad when the son of Sam is still alive? Manson is still alive? And I found that there was bias in this manual, in this booklet, self-published, and I have more information that I will self-publish to prove that there is something fishy about the John Muhammad case. You are now in tune. On the one, the force itself at this time, we call it the Master Blaster Jamming. Stay tuned. This has been part 2 of Word is Bond. Stay tuned for part 3, and we will reveal Mildred Muhammad as she comes into the courtroom in the year 2003. Stay tuned.